Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
So you see the screen now? Everything is okay?
Yes, Prabhuji, we can see the screen. We can see the screen.
So let us start. So today's session is a continuation of Prabhupada's initiation and then what happened next. So we are going to go a little deeper into understanding Prabhupada and his Guru. And there are lessons for all of us by learning about these great souls. So here is a little, there is one disciple of Srila Prabhupada by name Bhakti Vikas Swami. Has anybody heard of him? Bhakti Vikas Swami. Okay. So you can search in Google and you will find him. In YouTube also. He's one of the disciples of Srila Prabhupada. He was born in England and he now lives in India for maybe 50 years. He lived in Bengal for, I think, about 25 years. He's very fluent in Hindi and Bangla and Sanskrit. He's actually a Britisher, a white person by body. And he did research about Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur for 25 years in Navadvip, Mayapur, Calcutta, interviewing a lot of people, reading so many books, collecting a lot of materials. And he has written a magnum opus consisting of 3 volumes called Bhakti Siddhanta Vaibhav. Hariva! Amazing work he has done. And that book alone will take you maybe a year to finish. Amazing insights. So you can imagine how much is there to speak about him. So today, for some time, let us speak about this wonderful person who is the spiritual master of our Abhay Charanaravinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. So, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur is also called Simha Guru. Simha Guru. As a sannyasi, he broke all conventions. He was the disciple of who?
Bhakti Vinod Das.
Kishore.
Kishore Das Baba.
Gaur Kishore Babaji.
Gaur Kishore Das Babaji is the Guru, right? His father, Bhakti Vinod Thakur, directed him to Gaur Kishore Das Babaji, who was a Babaji, not even a sannyasi, he was a Babaji, and he was an illiterate. But Saraswati Thakur was a highly literate Pandit and highly respected. He had authored books. He was very fluent in English and Bangla and Hindi, etc. But still, his father directed him to take Diksha from him. And so he became initiated. But then he took sannyas after his Guru died. So how to take sannyas from Guru? He simply kept a picture of the Guru in front of him. He chanted the sannyas mantras and he became a sannyasi. Naistik brahmachari. From that, he went straight to sannyas. He never married. From a very early age, he took sannyas only to preach the message of Krishna. Please understand. People take sannyas for what reason usually? Anyone knows why people take sannyas?
Complete devotion to preaching Lord Krishna.
That is your understanding. But usually what do sannyasis do? They don't even wear tilak, they wear like this. Yes.
Complete renunciants.
They are simply renunciants. You added something extra, say spreading Krishna consciousness, etc. No, that is not the purpose of sannyas. Usually sannyasis are interested in their own liberation, right? They want to become liberated. They want to completely detach themselves from all material things. They want to fully control the senses, control the mind, control the ego, and finally merge themselves in Brahman. Correct? Have you heard something like this, any of you?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah, have you heard?
Yes.
That the goal of life is to merge in transcendence. Right? Sometimes they will say the cosmic law or the cosmic force or cosmic energy or cosmic mother. They are in the sense of, Shakti.
The present God man. The present God man. They all say this.
Yeah. Lose yourself. Nirbhan. What is Nirbhan?
That's a fact. If you say material this thing, that's a fact thing now going on. You have to.
What is Nirbhan? Buddhists want Nirbhan. What is that? Bhan means body. Nirbhan means no body. Giving up. No more body. No subtle body, no gross body. That's all. That's called Nirbhan. And that's the highest goal for them. Beyond that, what? They say, the question was asked to Buddha just before he died. Oh Buddha, you talked so much about Shunya, Shunya, Shunya. So you talked about the goal of life as Nirbhan. What lies beyond that? And what did Buddha do? Anyone knows? To this question, how did he answer? GK. GK question. Buddha smiled. He smiled and died. What lies beyond Nirbhan? He smiled. Who is Buddha?
He is an avatar of Lord Vishnu.
Incarnation of Lord Krishna.
Yeah. But he did not give the final truth. Yeah?
Yes.
He did not give the final. So Buddha smiled. Okay. Actually, the 1974 Pokhran explosion, nuclear explosion, that project was called Buddha smiled. Yeah. So this is how Buddha put his followers into illusion that Nirbhan is the highest goal of life. So anyway, the point what I'm making is Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur took sannyas not for that purpose. He did not want to get liberated. He was already liberated. Yes or no? Is a pure devotee liberated?
Do they seek liberation, Prabhu?
You are putting me a question?
Yes, Prabhu, because that doubt is always there.
See, there are three kinds of people. Bhagavatam says three kinds of people. Please note it down. First kind of person is called akama. Second kind of person is sarvakama. Third kind of person is moksha kama. Okay? Akama, sarvakama, moksha kama. This is a classification. Three types of people. You can have one more type of classification. That is one who has got desire to enjoy material sense gratification. Bhoga kama. Then there is another person called siddhi kama. He wants, Ashtamaha siddhis, that's siddhi kama. Then there is another person called moksha kama. And there's a fourth kind of person called bhakti kama. Okay, this is one class. But the first three is given in Bhagavatam: akama, sarvakama, moksha kama. The meaning of akama is a person with no desire. Sarvakama, a person filled with desires. And moksha kama, a person has only one desire. What is that? To become desireless. So one person wants to become desireless is moksha kama. There is another person who is filled with all kinds of desires, he wants to fulfill them. And there is a third person who is akama, he is desireless. Between the three, who is the best?
Akama, Prabhu.
Akama. Yes, because akama is already desireless. Moksha kama is seeking to become desireless. Correct? Sarvakama, of course, is the lowest. So between moksha kama and akama, akama is the best. And who is this akama? Akama is a servant of Krishna. He is a devotee of Krishna. How? Because a devotee recognizes himself as part and parcel of Krishna, and his only desire is to serve the whole and to make the whole happy. And that is called akama. He has only one desire, and that is to satisfy the whole. And this desire is called akama. No desire at all. Can you explain why?
Because he has completely surrendered, and his only thing is to serve Krishna. Whether good or bad, there is no desire. Accepts everything that comes his way as Krishna's mercy. Good or bad, doesn't matter.
Correct. Yes,
His
he
happiness.
has gone beyond the body, pakka. He has also gone beyond the soul. And he is recognizing the soul as part and parcel of Krishna. So now his desire is to engage in service of Krishna only. See, so he has reached the stage of akama. And who? He is a devotee. He's trying to serve Krishna. He's already called akama. Whereas a moksha kama is struggling with his sense desires. He's trying to overcome sense desires and to become fixed in desirelessness. But for a devotee who is seeing himself as the eternally servant of Krishna, he's already beyond the moksha kama. Here you may question, but from our empirical experience, we don't see that. Devotees are assailed by so many material desires also. The answer to this is, as long as a devotee recognizes that his only abhilasha is to serve Krishna, and all other desires are anartha. That means the devotee recognizes that I want to serve Krishna. I am disturbed by so many petty desires, but I don't want them. And my prayer to Krishna is, Krishna, somehow get rid of these desires which are troubling me. I don't want them. See this difference. The Sarvakama is trying to fulfill all his desires. The Moksha Kama is struggling hard to give up all the desires and to become liberated. The Akama is seeing the desires in the correct light. He's seeing all his material desires as anartha. He sees them as a disturbance in attaining his goal. So in that sense, even though there is a seemingly a struggle, but still, seemingly there is a struggle. But by virtue of recognizing that this is the only goal I am pursuing, which is to satisfy Krishna, he has put all other desires into one category called anartha. And he is not interested in satisfying them, even though he tells Krishna, oh Krishna, please take care of these anarthas so that I can serve you nicely. I don't want them. They are only a disturbance. Does it make sense to you, this explanation?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji.
How a devotee is greater than a jnani, and a devotee is greater than a bhogi. He is the highest. He is better than yogi, because yogi is looking for siddhi. But bhakta doesn't want anything in return from Krishna. See, he wants to serve Krishna. Okay, then what does he want in return? Nothing. That is why gopis are so great. In return, they want nothing. So Krishna feels indebted to them. The Supreme Lord feels indebted to a simple soul because they don't want anything. I think I have shared with you the story of Kolavecha Sridhar sometime in the past. That Kolavecha Sridhar was such a poor man. His clothes were in rags. His hut was full of holes. He had no wealth. He had only an iron lota which was bent in all sides. He had nothing at all. He was constantly chanting the holy names of the Lord. One day the Supreme Lord appeared to him and said, now, Kolavecha, Sridhar, I am satisfied with you. Tell me what you want. Tell me what you want. He said, I want nothing. Supreme Lord again said, no, you should ask something. He says again, no, I don't want anything. The Lord becomes very apparently disturbed. The Lord says, no, I want to give you a boon. Please ask me. Then Sridhar, all that he says, oh Lord, don't be agitated. Please be peaceful. I really don't want anything. I don't imagine that. How is it possible? That is Akam. And it is very much possible for all of us if we follow the path which is shown by our Guru. Our Guru is like that, you can see, and this is the path in which he is guiding. All our Gurus are not simply teachers. Teacher is something else, preacher is something else. They are Acharyas. Acharya means they teach you by example. You have to simply follow in their footsteps and they will go to Godhead and you will be behind them and you will also reach. They are Acharyas. By seeing an Acharya, you develop confidence. Not that somebody is a very eloquent speaker and he mesmerizes you and then you go home and nothing changes. It's not like that. Our Acharyas are there, role models in front of us. We see the life of Srila Prabhupada, we see the life of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, we see the life of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, and we feel greatly inspired by them. And our life transforms, little by little. But the transformation happens. So that is why we are studying the life of these people. So as a sannyasi, his aim was not to show off to everybody, not to gain respect from everybody, and not to become liberated himself. He is already liberated. So why did he take sannyas? No need for him. But only so that people will come to him. Because sannyasi is respected in society, in India, at least in those days, 100 years ago. So he became sannyasi, but he did not act like a sannyasi. See, he's traveling in a car. In those days, sannyasi will not get into a car or any kind of conveyance. He will walk barefoot. That's a sannyasi. But he is traveling in a car 100 years ago. Traveling in car, what for? For preaching purpose. Someday he builds opulent mattas like Bagh Bazaar Math. He builds. And when he goes to Vrindavan, he takes out majestic processions with garrisoned elephants and horses going in front and bands and all that playing and the devotees walking behind. They had these majestic parikramas, which all the Vrajavasis were so much, astonished to see. And he would wear such opulent clothing. He would wear suit and even leather jacket and hat and all this. Very tall personality, very, very imposing personality. And he would go like that. He would wear boots, big boots. Like that he would go. Why? He would speak such beautiful English. He wrote such amazing books. He would give classes for hours and hours. And he did everything as a service to Krishna. Externally, you will think he is a proud man. Externally, you will think he is enjoying the best things in life. Externally, you will think he is simply a sannyasi by name. He doesn't care. He is accomplishing his task. What is the task? To attract the masses, to attract the crowds, to attract the wealthy people, to attract the rich people, to attract the people in high positions, and to give them all Krishna consciousness. That is his purpose. And he was Simha Guru because Mayavadis ran away from him. Mayavadis are also called Vedantis. Vedante. According to them, Brahma Sutra is Vedanta. And they are all studying Vedanta always. So they call themselves Vedanta. And you know what he called them? He said, you are Vidante. Danta means tooth. Vidanta means no tooth. You are toothless people. Like that, he would challenge them. And he would defeat them. He had unlimited debates to what for? Because see, the times are like that. In those days, debates were necessary to convince the people. If you debate and convince the Pandita, then all the people who are following him, they will switch their allegiance to you. So that was the way to defeat the scholars And to make them accept your philosophy means thousands and thousands will convert. Supposing a king accepts, then all the prajas, they will accept. So he had this big task to preach through debates. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur had prepared the blueprint, and it was carried forward by Saraswati Thakur. And he established 64 mutts and more than 10,000 disciples. And he was, even though he had big donors who would give donations to build the mutt and all, he would not respect them because of their wealth. One time, Prabhupada was also in a pravachan, Saraswati Thakur was giving, and by his side one life member was sitting, and he was constantly talking to our Prabhupada. Prabhupada tried to ignore him, but at some point of time he had to reply. Instantly Saraswati Thakur stopped his lecture and he spoke to the life member first. He said, "Don't think you have purchased me with your 25 rupees life membership every month. Monthly is contributing 25 rupees, big amount, 100 years ago." He said directly, "Don't think you can purchase me with that." Huh? So he put him in his place. This is the place where you have to listen. And here, as a guru, I am here to chastise you and to control you. He called Prabhupada Abhay and said, "Abhay, if you want to speak something, you come here and speak. I will vacate my chair for you. You speak here." He knew a day will come when Abhay will be preaching all over the world. They had a very, very sweet relationship between them. So he said, "You come here and speak." So like that. So you can see in the left side picture, the who is who of the town, Calcutta, the foreigners, the highly positioned nobles and others of Calcutta, he was preaching to them. And you can see him sitting among these people. Sannyasis would never mix with them. And if any sannyasi mixed with such people, they will say he is a fallen sannyasi. Or if you collect money, they will say, no, how can a sannyasi collect money? So in all these things, he broke the convention, what others are following so far. So, and now coming to Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada was already a born devotee. We know that. He is from the spiritual world. A pure devotee had come down. And he was born to Gaudiya Vaishnava parents who were worshippers of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So from birth, his training had started under his father. At the age of 5, he conducted Rath Yatra. He was also given Radha Krishna deities. From the age of 5, he was serving them like they serve in the temple. And with all this, he was the leader among his friends. His friends would always take his guidance about spirituality. Already, he was a leader. But this 1922, the first meeting with the spiritual master, it was a transformation. Even though he's a pure devotee, he knows the philosophy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He knows the importance of preaching and everything. But still, that first meeting created a transformation. Like a curtain was removed. Srila Prabhupada used to say like that. I know suddenly the urgency of Krishna consciousness came into my heart. Before that, he was into freedom struggle. He was a follower of Mahatma Gandhi. He thought, first we should become free, then we can preach. He used to think like that. But this one meeting changed all that. All his reservations were broken. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati said, freedom is not important now. Whether you are the master or you are the slave, everyone is suffering. The Western world is especially suffering because they have no access to this knowledge. The message of Krishna, the message of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they don't have it. No, it is our duty to go and give it to them. So he said, the very first meeting, he told our Abhay Charan, you are educated people. I want you to go to the English-speaking world and preach to them and to carry the message of Lord Chaitanya to them. At that moment, Prabhupada accepted in his heart Saraswati Thakur as his guru. Even though initiation came much later, 10 years later, 10 or 11 years later. But Prabhupada says, even at that meeting, I had accepted him as my spiritual master in my heart. And he told his friend, Narendra Mullik, he told him, the future of Chaitanya's mission is in the right hands. He was telling about his guru in the right hands. And his guru had found the person who would carry it forward to the whole world right then in that 1922 meeting. And these instructions went straight into the heart of Abhay. From that point, his life was a changed life. Like, in second chapter, Krishna says, Vyavasayatmika buddhihi eke kuru nandana bahushakahi anantascha buddhayo avyavasayina. You should have a one-pointed mind. And that what is that one-pointed mind? The one-pointed mind is the focus on the instructions of the spiritual master. That is one-pointed mind. We should, once the instruction is received from spiritual master, that should become our life and goal. And Prabhupada said, this is what happened to me. After I met my spiritual master, that instruction was burnt into my heart forever. So this is what we have to understand. So see, we saw in a purport just now in Bhagavad Gita, we saw that we should become aware of the urgency, right? Then only our spiritual life starts. As long as urgency doesn't come, spiritual life doesn't start. I have a few friends, they keep sending me messages time to time. They say, oh, sir, I'm sorry, you gave me some instructions, but I have somehow become busy. There are people who are 65, 70 years old in this group also. They write to me like that. Please instruct me again. What should I do now? I know I have lost some time. Please help me. There were some family issues. There were some other problems. Earlier, the same person had told me, all my responsibilities are done. I am now fully retired. Financially, I am very comfortable. My children, grandchildren, all settled. So please, I want to hear. The same person now saying, I have so many problems. I have to solve this problem, that problem. And I have lost time. So urgency doesn't come. If urgency doesn't come, our spiritual life doesn't start. Don't cheat yourself by thinking, oh, I am now started chanting, so my spiritual life has already started. Spiritual life starts when you feel the sense of urgency. Because it's a chance. We have been wandering in 84 lakh species. Now the chance is given to us by Srila Prabhupada to go back home, back to Godhead in this one lifetime. That urgency should come. And when we take spiritual master's instructions to heart, then this urgency is created. Then what happens? Vyavasayatmika buddhi happens. What is Vyavasayatmika buddhi? Eke purnandana. Only one goal. One goal. And that is to execute the orders of spiritual master. So for Prabhupada, national freedom struggle was no longer a priority. Family was on the one side making many demands on him. Business was on the other side, making so many more demands on him. But then Guru's words became priority for him. Let us see how he did that. There were so many challenges in every side, but his resolve to serve his spiritual master's instructions never weakened. So we know there are two ways of serving a spiritual master. What are these two? Two ways of serving.
Vani
Repeating the instructions and obeying direct and duties, Prabhuji, serving him directly.
All right. Which is superior?
Instructions, Prabhuji, here of accepting his instructions and doing it, Prabhuji. Vani Seva.
Serving Vapu, Vani, both are very good. Serving, both are very good if you do it in the right spirit. But how many people can serve the Vapu? Not possible. Now, if you want to serve the Vapu of Srila Prabhupada, has disappeared from this world. Yes, you can have a deity of Srila Prabhupada. You can bathe him daily. You can dress him daily. You can worship him daily with Guru Puja, all these things. But still, that is a limitation to Vapu Seva. But Vani Seva, the instructions of the spiritual master is always there in the form of his books, in the form of his lectures, in the form of his disciples. Right? And we can hear them, we can try to practice them, we can follow them. That is a way to serve the instructions. And please remember, in spiritual science, there is no difference between Vapu and Vani. There is no distinction between Vapu and Vani. If you strictly serve the Vani, your spiritual master is most pleased with you by serving the Vani. If you get a chance to serve the Vapu, very good, you should take advantage of that. But if you don't get a chance, you should not be too disturbed about it. You should always aspire to serve the spiritual master. If not in this world, in the other world. When you go back home, you should still pray to the spiritual master, please give me a chance to serve. But while in this world, we should serve his Vani to the best of our ability. And that's what Srila Prabhupada did. Serving his Vani. And Prabhupada met his Guru very few times. Let us see. October 1932, in Kosi, there was a meeting. And that is where, this famous announcement was made. Many disciples were sitting. The announcement was made. Those who want to visit the Seshasai temple in Vrindavan, you can go and take darshan. And right now, our spiritual master is going to give a lecture. Those who want to sit for the lecture can sit. Those who want to go for darshan can go. You know what happened? Majority of the people left. Only a few people were remaining sitting to listen to the class. The class went on for hours and hours and hours. Slowly, those who were sitting also left because they had other services and all. Abhay Charan never left the place. And Saraswati Thakur noticed that. So this happened in October 1932. And Prabhupada was at that time a businessman. He had come all the way from Allahabad just to see his Guru because he knew that the parikrama was going on, Vrindavan parikrama was going on, and he wanted to, at least for 1 or 2 days, be with his spiritual master. That time, Abhay Charan was not initiated. In the following year, 1933, just a couple of months later, Saraswati Thakur visited Allahabad. By this time, Abhay Charan was established in Allahabad. He was having a Prayag pharmacy. Through the pharmacy, he was distributing the medicines of Kartik Chandra Bose. Bose Pharma, medicines he was distributing. Same thing was also distributed for the whole of North India. So he was doing a lot of traveling also and distributing the medicines. This was going on. At that time, the Gaudiya Math disciples, they came to Allahabad looking for a place to set up a temple, to collect donations. Prabhupada fully engaged himself in serving them. In not only serving them prasadam, etc., but in searching for a proper accommodation for the matha, for getting donations from people, for getting speaking opportunities for the sannyasis. He served them so nicely. And the temple came up, and immediately Saraswati Thakur came to Allahabad, to the place where our Abhay Charan was living. Immediately Abhay took the chance to get initiated. So after 11 years of the first meeting, right, and his name was recommended for initiation. And immediately Saraswati Thakur said, oh, Abhay, I know him. He likes to hear. I will initiate him. So please mark these words. I know him. He likes to hear. So I will accept him as my disciple. So now you see what the Guru wants. He wants you to have a good sense of hearing. Not hear this year and leave through the other year. Hear and take it into your heart. And he noticed this quality in Abhay Charan. In the first meeting also, he had heard, he was sitting there continuously till the lecture ended. Here also he sat. Many people were wondering, how does our spiritual master know this man? Because he has hardly met him. But Abhay knew. It was in Kosi that it happened. So immediately he took initiation. Not only the first initiation, which is called Harinam Diksha. The first initiation is called Harinam Diksha. At that time, you are given a name, like I was given name Kala Nidhi Das when I took my initiation. That's called the first initiation. Same time, the Guru will give you a Kantimala, which is to say that nothing bad should go through this throat, both inside and outside. No bad words other than Krishna consciousness, nothing else should escape through the mouth, and nothing other than Krishna Prasadam should go into the throat, right? So both into and out of the throat, only Krishna should. Krishna Prasad should go inside, Krishna's conscious speaking should come out of the throat. And that is a Kantimala. And then he gives you the beads with which you have to chant regularly. He gives you the mala, Japamala, with which first the Guru has already chanted. That mala he gives, and for the rest of your life, you should chant on that mala. Minimum 16 rounds attentively every day. And you have to follow the 4 regulative principles, which is no meat eating, no intoxication, no gambling, and no illicit sex. And then you have to take a commitment that I will serve the mission of my spiritual master as my life and soul for the rest of my life. And what is that service? Simply to give Krishna consciousness to others, to accept Krishna consciousness and to distribute to others. That is the only service of the mission. So I will serve the mission of Srila Prabhupada means I will follow Krishna consciousness in my life and I will also give it to others. So this is first initiation. Immediately Saraswati Thakur gave the second initiation also, which is the Brahmin thread. Brahmin thread and Gayatri mantras for deity worship. His disciples were surprised. Usually there is some gap between first and second initiation. But Saraswati Thakur knew that Abhay is capable. So he gave both dictions. Then Abhay's business in Allahabad had a problem. What problem? He was expanding the business all over North India. But then collections were slow. So there were some envious people. They poisoned the mind of the proprietor, Kartik Chandra Bose. He came to Allahabad personally. He scrutinized all the books of Prabhupada. He realized that there is no cheating or manipulation. Simply that Prabhupada was unable to collect. So you know what he did? He took over the business, including Prayag pharmacy. Prabhupada was left with nothing. Whatever little savings he had, that's all. Nothing. He had a big family to maintain. So what Prabhupada did? He decided to go to Mumbai. Always think big. He said, I will go to Mumbai and start a big business there. Pharmaceutical business only. He decided, this is my line. So he went to Mumbai. He set up a big factory, started producing and distributing. He was doing well. And in Allahabad, he had a small factory that was also running. And his sister's son was managing that. And in Mumbai, he also took the agency of another firm called Smith Institute. He was distributing their medicines also. And he was doing well. But this is not the only thing he was doing. In Bombay also, the Gaudiya Math devotees came. They wanted to open a temple there. Again, Abhay Charan helped them very much, very sincerely. And in 1935, they were trying to open a temple in Mumbai, Gaudiya Math. Saraswati Thakur visited again in Mumbai. And then the sannyasi disciples of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, they told him, I think we should induct Abhay into our Math. He's doing a lot of services. He's doing effective preaching. He's raising a lot of funds and he's helping to manage the temple, everything. We should induct him into the temple. And then Saraswati Thakur immediately said, let him be alone. Don't make him one of you. Don't make him one of you. Let him be alone. When his time comes, he will do everything by himself. Mark these words. He will do everything himself at the right time. So don't disturb him. And Abhay was also thinking, I will grow my business and with the money I will support Gaudiya Math. So he himself thought, I am not ready for entering into the Math life. I have a family, I have children, they are growing up. So this happened in 1935. Same year, 1935, in Radhakund, when his spiritual master was there, Abhay also went again. And there the meeting took place. There Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur told him, our Bagh Bazar Math is in flames because all my disciples are fighting with each other. Who will get the best room with a view to Ganga? Like that they are fighting. I made a mistake in making this Math. And Abhay, I tell you, whenever you get money, you print books and distribute. You write books in the English language and distribute. So again, the same instruction is repeated. And in the 4 years, that means from the year 1932, in the next 4 years, only 12 times about he met his guru in Calcutta. That's all. The total meetings is only these 12 meetings. In 1936, his guru became very sick. At that time, Abhay wrote a letter from Mumbai saying, oh, my spiritual master, so many of my god brothers are sannyasis and brahmacharis, and they are serving you nicely, but I am so far away. How can I serve you? One more thing, Prabhupada reminisces, when he's with his Western disciples. He says, I listened to my guru for hours and hours and hours, but I never asked him any question. Never asked any. I had no questions in my mind. I asked him only one question, and that question was asked in this letter. What is that question? How can I serve you? All your other disciples are there with you and serving you. How can I serve you? This happened in the late part of 1936. Within a week or so, he got a reply from his spiritual master. And where he said, I want you to preach in the Western world in English language. And I want you to print books and distribute. From 1922 to 1936. Same instruction repeated. Yes. And few months, only 37 January 1st, he passed away, Saraswati Thakur. So just a few days before passing, the same instructions were reiterated. And in 1935, there was a Vyas Puja celebration held for his guru, Saraswati Thakur. In that, he made a very beautiful poetic offering. I want you to all read that. How many of you have bought these books, Bhakti Saraswati, this Prabhupada Lilamrt book, the big volume?
Yes, Prabhuji. You know, I've got it. All the 7 volumes I've got it. Sitaram Prabhu, he sent it. I think he, yeah. Lots of thanks to him. And I think you also said that to go for the 7 books. He was at the bookstore and yes. Yeah. I've started reading Prabhuji.
Yeah, go at your own pace and don't blame me if you cry. Yeah. Prabhu, you got it also? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I got it, Prabhuji.
Wonderful. Started reading?
I started reading, Prabhuji. I had on the childhood chapter.
Yeah, go at your own pace. I'm hardly speaking 1% of what is there in the book. So really should enjoy it, allow it to sink into you. Yeah.
All beautiful pictures also, Prabhuji. The ones which you showed, it's really amazing. Yeah. I feel as if
it's a life transforming book.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes.
So thank you. So that is it. The last instruction was also the same thing was repeated to Abhay Charan by his guru. Okay. So this is on the one side, he has a family situation. Family has grown, 4 children, ailing father. Of course, father died in the year 1930. And his sister, her son, they have all come. And the wife is not very cooperative. Wife is a devotee only. She is also from a Gaudiya Vaishnava family. And Prabhupada said she's a very good devotee. But the problem is, she wants to do devotion alone. Why we should preach? Why should we display our devotion to the public? We should do it in the closet, in our home, in our temple, in our home, we should worship. Why we should do? So she was not cooperating with Abhay in his preaching mission. And she did not also want Abhay to be so active. Whenever he would like to share his successes in the mission, she was not interested at all. When it was time to take Diksha, he asked her also. She said, I am not interested to take Diksha. And she developed this tea drinking habit. At that time only, the Britishers were introducing the tea into Calcutta. And many people were becoming addicted. Unfortunately, his wife also became addicted. All these things Prabhupada did not like. So gradually, mentally a distance was arising, but Prabhupada was sincerely serving the family requirements. After all, he was running the business and everything only to satisfy the family and also to serve the mission. So the family situation was not exactly a very happy situation. On the business side, in the beginning, it was growing. In 1923, he went to Allahabad and he got the agency of Bose Pharmaceuticals. The entire North India he was covering. He was doing a lot of business. You heard last week, he had a new car, a very costly car he was having, owned. And yet, despite being busy, he was very much responsible for the preaching mission of his spiritual master. He never said, I am too busy with my work, I cannot help other God brothers. He never said that. And in business, he was getting offers from so many other pharma companies also to be the agent. Even from Bengal Chemicals, he got an offer, but he did not take because his business was already growing and high level of sales, but the problem of collection came. And so eventually he lost the Bose Pharmacy business. He lost the Prayaga Pharmacy also taken over by them and he was jobless. Same time, no offers were coming to join the mutt. But he was thinking, no, how can I do that? I have to serve my family. Then he started his own factory in Mumbai and Allahabad. And he alone lived in Mumbai. There also the business failed eventually. He took the agency of Smith Institute, another pharma company, doing very well. But there were envious people in the institute. They kicked him out. So again and again, Abhay was facing disappointments in his business side also. And when he spoke to one of his god brothers called Keshav Maharaj and asked him, Krishna says in Bhagavatam, Yasyaham anugrishnami harishyetad dhanam shanaihi. I think it applies to me also. Meaning, in that shloka, Krishna says, if I want to give a special favor to any of my disciple, any of my devotee, I take away his wealth gradually. And I make him penniless. Then, he realizes that all the things that you are hanging on to in this world, they are all useless. Mud horses. How can you cross the river with a mud horse? Or how can you hold on to a straw to cross the ocean? So he realizes that and he completely surrenders to me. And this is my special mercy. Yasyaham anugrishnami harishyetad dhanam shanaihi. He is all his wealth. And then when everything is lost, he simply turns to me, in total bewilderment. So our Abhay asked his godbrother, he said, maybe, yeah, it applies to you. So we will continue next week how this happens. Slowly, that everything that Prabhupada was holding on to is taken away. His business is gone. His family is gone. And eventually, even his preaching mission in India, it fails repeatedly. We will see all those things next week. So nothing discouraged Abhay. Nothing weakened his resolve to serve the instructions of his spiritual master. It was always burning in his heart. And eventually, we know what he did. Hare Krishna. So, can you try to answer some questions?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yeah, Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, Gauri has some question and I was not able to satisfactorily answer. Can she ask?
Yeah, please.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, you talked about Buddha and you said that their highest goal was to not have any body. And Buddha is the avatar of Lord Vishnu. And in every avatar, he comes, the Lord comes and aids his devotee, he instills faith in his devotees. But in this particular avatar, he misled his devotees. Like he did not.
No. You are correct, but only one simple correction. He did not mislead his devotees. Meaning he did not mislead the devotees of Vishnu. You see, Jayadeva has written a song called Dasavatara Stotra. Okay. In that Dasavatara Stotra, he sings about Buddha also. In that, he says, Sammohaya Suradvisha. That means there are people who are envious of the Devatas, envious of God. Such people, he wanted to put them into illusion. So what he did, meaning, if you put a wicked person under illusion, there is a chance that he will turn good. A wicked person goes under illusion means he will do less harm. Correct? So like that, at that time when Buddha appeared, people were doing so much of violence in the name of Vedas. In the name of Vedas, in the name of Yajna, they were killing so many animals. And God is the father of not only human beings, God is the father of every living entity, including the insects and bacteria and virus. Wherever there is life, he is the father. Krishna says, Aham bija pratapita. So when some of his children cause harm to his other children, innocent children, God has to intervene. So that incarnation he took to divert these people who are misusing Vedas to cause violence. That means they were not really accepting the essence of the Vedas. They were exploiting the Vedas for their own sense gratification to kill and eat animals in the name of yajna. So he stopped this yajna. How did he stop? By rejecting the Vedas. Buddha rejected the Vedas, just like Mahavira rejected the Vedas. He also rejected the Vedas. And by so doing, he made his followers worship himself. That means they started worshipping Buddha. Even though they rejected God, they said everything is coming from Shunya only. Beyond Shunya, what is there? Shunya means nothing. So Buddha said everything is coming from nothing. We are all here temporarily because of desires. Desire is the root of suffering. So give up all desire and you will no longer take any body, nirvana. So once all desires are gone, you will become without any body. So when his followers asked him, after that what, Buddha? He said, he simply smiled. He did not answer anything. So this was actually, he put them into illusion, but in the process, he made them worship Buddha, which is not a bad thing because he's an avatar of Krishna only. So he made them indirectly to worship him. But at the same time, Vaishnavas don't worship Buddha. In no Vaishnava temple, you will find an altar for Buddha. Why? There is a very important message here. That is, as far as conditioned souls in this material world are concerned, the only source of any information about God is the Vedas. Only from the scriptures we can know. Just like a newborn baby knows its father only through the mother. The newborn baby first knows the mother only. The mother will introduce the father to the child. Same way, as human beings, we first connect to the scriptures with faith. Then the scriptures will show us God. But because Buddha rejected the scripture, we reject Buddha. Understand this. Even though Buddha is God, we know. But our acharyas say, reject Buddha. Because Vedas are our mother. And it is through the Vedas that we connect with God. When God says, reject the Vedas, we reject that God. We don't worship Buddha. So Buddha had a very special mission. And of course, these are very deep things for us to understand. But let us understand one thing. God has a plan for all the living entities in this material world. God is eternally enjoying in the spiritual world. We call them Vaikuntha, we call them Goloka Vrindavan, we call them Vaikuntha Dwarka, Vaikuntha Ayodhya. He is eternally enjoying with his disciples, with his devotees. But he has a plan for those souls which are trapped here in this material world, and he is executing them systematically. So Buddha is only an intermediate step. You cannot directly find out from Buddha incarnation what the Lord has done for them. But from Buddha, you get Shankaracharya. So Shankaracharya, from Shunya, he comes to Advaita. That means Shunya means zero, Advaita means one. Everything is one. So from Buddha, it is a progression, even though they look similar. But Shankaracharya brought this concept of Advaita, and he preached Advaita on the basis of Vedas. So Buddha rejected the Vedas, but Shankaracharya reintroduced the Vedas. He made the Vedas once again acceptable. Throughout India, he again brought Vedas into the supreme position. Buddha destroyed the Vedas. Shankaracharya reinstated the Vedas. But from the Vedas, he extracted a bogus, misinterpreted philosophy called Advaita, which says the soul and super soul are the same. There are no two souls, there is only one soul. All the souls are one only. That's called Advaita. But after Shankaracharya, Ramanujacharya came, he brought the concept of devotion. Again, Buddha came, he made the concept of devotion even deeper. And ultimately, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came only 500 years ago. And he has given us the philosophy of Achintya Bheda. And he has taken bhakti to the highest level. Karma, jnana, yoga, everything rejected. And bhakti is placed on the highest pedestal. by which we can go all the way to Goloka Vrindavan, the highest position, and we can engage in the highest relationship called Madhurya pastime with Lord Krishna directly. The soul is entitled to go to the highest position in the spiritual world and engage in a direct relationship of service with Radha and Krishna. So you don't understand Buddha in isolation. You have to understand Buddha as one of the steps in a ladder. You know, if you have only the top step in a ladder, what will happen? We need the intermediary steps to climb, right? So that is the role of Buddha. Is it okay?
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. And how is your chanting going?
Prabhuji, still on the 4 rounds, Prabhuji.
4 rounds steady?
4 rounds, Prabhuji. Only on Ekadashis, I increased them to 2.
But never it is less than 4?
No, Prabhuji.
Very good. Very good. Keep it up. Krishna will help you.
That I had advised her that it shouldn't go down in any circumstances from 4. So she has devised a way of increasing it on Ekadashi of having 2 more rounds extra.
She is very intelligent. You don't have to worry about her.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. Yeah. So, a few questions. Where did Abhay Charan get initiated?
In Allahabad, Prabhuji.
Right. And what is the special significance of the Kosi meeting?
Was alone to attend the lecture.
Yes. And what is the message we learned from that?
Hearing is very
Hearing is
important.
important than
Important,
anything else.
Prabhuji.
Yes.
Shravanam is more important.
Most important. Seeing, we have no qualification. About seeing, there are 2 comments. One comment is, don't try to see with your eyes, see through your ears. That is one. Secondly, don't try to see God, act in such a way that God will be pleased to see you. So these 2 instructions are coming from the parampara, and we should never forget that. When was the disappearance of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur?
1937 January, Prabhuji.
36.
37 January, 1st January 1937 is his disappearance day. What was the second center opened by Abhay after Allahabad?
Mumbai.
Pharmaceutical.
Yeah, it's all completely pharmaceutical line only. Okay. So thank you very much. So you'll meet next week and we will continue the next amazing chapter of Srila Prabhupada Lilamrt. Hare Krishna. Thank you all very much. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhye vacha.
Patitana Pavanityo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Tatat Pranam.
And pranams. Hare Krishna.
Dandavat pranam, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Dandavat Pranam, Prabhuji. Hare
Dandavat pranam.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat pranam, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.